Whether you've been playing Splatoon for 7 years or 7 days, you know what losing feels like. But what if I told you you're probably doing it wrong? After you lose in Splatoon, you secretly enter a whole new game. And guess what? You probably haven't beaten it yet. But the question is, how can you possibly win and beat a whole new game after you've already lost one? To answer that, you probably need to find someone who knows a thing or two about losing. Luckily, you're watching my channel, so trust me on this one, you're in the right place. It's been a journey of high highs and low lows, but here's the story of how I beat the losing game. It all starts back in March 2022. And yeah, I know what you're thinking, what's so special about March 2022? Well, aside from being the month of the famous Will Smith Chris Rock slap, March 2022 was when I decided to get serious. I set myself out on a mission and decided that I had around 6 months to become a better Splatoon player before Splatoon 3 came out. This is it! This is my time! I'm going into Splatoon 3 a whole different player. New, improved, sparkling some might say. My opponents aren't gonna know what hit them. Yeah, about that. Much like Chris Rock, I too got slapped in the face. By my final year at university. Between a never-ending pile of assignments, trying to get to grips with this whole YouTube thing, and the general highs and lows of life itself, my grand plans to improve in Splatoon failed miserably. But if you're enjoying this video so far and want to keep seeing me do more of this whole YouTube thing, hit subscribe! However, this doesn't mean I didn't try. Oh no, I tried alright. In a moment of what I can only describe as pure delusion, I thought to myself, yes, I can juggle all of these things at once. This is a smart decision. 2 things. No, I couldn't, and no, it wasn't. At this time, I was actually losing more than ever, but weirdly enough, I was okay with this. I rather stupidly assumed the reason I kept losing was because my head wasn't in the game, and that I'd simply win more once all my final assignments were in, I was feeling a little less stressed, and my body wasn't 50% coffee. Spoiler alert, no. So I have my brand new Tri-Slosh Niveau. This kit suits me so much better and I am way less stressed, so obviously I'm bound to start winning now. Yeah, so that was the expectation. The reality was a little, how do I put this? Different? I don't get it. I just do not get it. I've been practicing. I've been putting in the hours. I've heard the Tacticula jingle so many times, it's literally been appearing in my dreams. And yet, I'm getting nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. 10 losses in a row? Who else does that happen to? Like, I must be cursed. Is this it for me? Is this it? Am I doomed? Doomed? Nah. What you just saw was a perfect example of someone who had no idea she was losing the losing game. But never fear, because we're gonna fix that. Let me introduce you to the 3 levels of the losing game, or as I like to call them, the unholy trinity of Splatoon self-sabotage. To win at the losing game, you have to make it through all 3 levels, but that's often easier said than done, because these levels aren't quite, linear. In fact, it's often more of a cycle. I'm doing everything right. I don't get it. You don't know how to lose. Huh? What? Hold up. Who are you? What do you mean I don't know how to lose? Losing is literally the only thing I do know how to do. You clearly know nothing about me. Oh, I don't know you. I don't know you. I am you. Don't be ridiculous. You can't possibly be Oh my god, you are me! Yep. So, answer me this. Why do you think you're losing so much? Isn't it obvious? It must be my teammates, duh. And with that, I just failed the very first stage. Welcome to level 1, the blame game. You cannot beat the losing game if you keep getting stuck right here. And take it from me, it's easy to get stuck here. You see, the blame game is enticing. It makes us feel good. It's essentially the gaming equivalent of one of those drinks from Alice in Wonderland. You know those ones with the labels that say drink me, and Alice kind of does exactly that without really giving it a second thought just because it looks pretty, but then there are consequences later? That is the blame game. You know, it's not me, it's my teammates. It's not me, it's the lag. It's not me, it's the matchmaking. That sort of thing. And yeah, admittedly, sometimes these things are not particularly useful, let's put it that way. Watching that one person on your team decide they want to play Respawn Simulator the whole game is frustrating. Dying to someone you killed 3 seconds ago because they're on potato Wi-Fi is annoying. And as for the matchmaking, well, at this point I'm not sure if it doesn't make any sense or it just doesn't exist full stop. With all these external factors that are out of your control, sometimes it can feel like the game simply doesn't want you to win. But little did I know, there were a few key words here, namely out of your control, that I didn't realise I needed to pay more attention to. And by that, I actually mean I needed to pay less attention to it. No, what do you mean no? I can't win if my teammates aren't doing what they're supposed to. Look, do you have the same teammates in every single game you play? No, but can you reach through the screen and use your teammate's controller for them? No, don't be stupid, that would be who is the only person present in every single game you play? Well, me obviously, but and did you play perfectly with no mistakes? Well, I don't know, probably not. Why does that matter? And this right here, my friends, is the problem with playing the blame game. If you're spending all your time between games complaining about your teammates or the lag or the matchmaking, guess the one person you're probably not paying enough attention to. If you took a Venn diagram of people who spend too much time blaming their losses on things out of their control and people who don't spend enough time looking at their own performance, I'm willing to bet that a solid 8 out of 10 times that Venn diagram is actually just a circle. And ultimately, the question you've got to ask yourself is, are you in that circle? And be honest, like, I know I've been in that circle. Hell, sometimes I know I'm still in that circle. And it is the toughest pill to swallow. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos of people needing to wrap their dog's tablets in like a bit of cheese to get them to take it, but this is like the equivalent of needing 5 bits of cheese wrapped around that tablet. It is a tough reality to face. I realized I was spending so much time blaming any and everything I could, from my teammates to the birds in my back garden, that I didn't realise what the problem actually was. It was me. Hi, NintenJas here. So I had a plan to play Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift here, but the copyright claim would have reached through the screen and slapped me across the face quicker than I can hit upload, so here's the lyrics and just imagine I played it. And in all honesty, sometimes you just gotta say it is what it is, because realistically speaking, what am I gonna do about the fact the game loves to pair the Squiffle with an E-liter at every given opportunity? What am I gonna do about the teammate just booking it straight past the objective and into the enemy base? Literally nothing. I can't do a thing about that, and you can't do a thing about that. But if you're losing a lot, you can do something about your own performance. Problem is, you're never gonna do that if you're too busy paying attention to everything else. Okay, so if I were to say that hypothetically, maybe, yeah, I might sometimes be the problem, what do you suppose I do about that? Well, when was the last time you checked your battle replays? Oh, all the time. Here, look. If I didn't use battle replays, I wouldn't be able to show you any of that. Yeah, and that's all very well and good, but when's the last time you looked at a match that you lost? A match that I lost? Why would I want to do that? Losing already sucks. Why would I want to relive it? Does this sound like you? Are you only using your battle replays to shower yourself in glory or look at what the hell was going on with that one weird laggy player? Do those matches you lose sit in the back collecting dust like a piece of exercise equipment you bought 2 years ago, promising yourself that you'd use it every day only to use it a grand total of 3 times? If you answered yes to any of these, I'm willing to bet that your battle replays never see the light of day when you're on a losing streak. Spoiler alert, they really should. And this means that you're stuck at level 2, the blind battle. Well, you know the phrase practice makes perfect, right? Yeah, why? So riddle me this. If you're not watching those matches you lost back, how do you expect to know where you're going wrong? I don't know, I work on vibes? And how's that going for you? I mean, it could be going better, I guess. So are you gonna watch those battle replay losses now? But I don't wanna. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing? Maybe. Uncomfortable? Perhaps. Upon watching those battle replays, you may come across yourself making a play so bad that you have to pause said replay and take a walk around the room in complete and utter disbelief that yes, you really did that. Or something. I don't know. Maybe that was just me. Point is, you might cringe a little because watching yourself fail and lose isn't always going to be the most comfortable experience, but that's sort of the point. Rewatching those losses is like a necessary evil because a lot of growth comes from pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and staring those mistakes in the face. And at the end of the day, your bad matches are not Medusa. You're not going to get turned to stone because you watched yourself do an oopsie and missed a wide open clam basket. Oh, embarrassing. This from the girl who trips up the stairs on a regular basis. Now go watch your losses and come back to me in a couple days. Okay, you really didn't need to tell everyone that, but fine. I'll go watch them.
3 days later.
Watch your battle replays, she said. Watch your losses, she said. No one was going to tell me that I'm terrible, but now I know. Hey, so how did the... Are you good? No, I'm not good. I'm the opposite of good. Ooh, so many losses. Quick question. When was the last time you slept? So we last spoke 3 days ago, right? Yeah. And that's 72 hours. So 72 hours ago? Not even sure I want to know the answer, but go on then. Why haven't you slept? Well, I watched my battle replays like you said, and it turns out that I suck. I'm garbage. Straight booty hole. The amount of shots I missed is atrocious. Like girly pop, they're right in front of you. How are you missing? And my spatial awareness? What spatial awareness? I think I went out the same window of my aim, and we all know that you can't end on a loss, but I just keep losing, and yeah. So this steaming pile of mess is the perfect representation of level 3, the Mindset Meltdown. This one is, in my opinion, possibly the worst and most destructive way to approach losing. I wouldn't advise playing the blame game, and not watching your battle replays, yeah, that ain't great. But this is a grade A stinker. Nothing, and I do mean nothing, will make losing feel worse than doing this. Hold on, just hold on a second. You need to slow down and chill out by like a lot. I can't chill out. Look at me. Look at the footage. I'm the worst player in the world. Answer me this. If your friend made those mistakes, would you be calling them the worst player in the world? Of course not. That would be mean. So why don't you have the same energy for yourself? But I don't get it. You said I needed to look at my mistakes and I did. As I mentioned earlier, acknowledging your mistakes is a good thing. It's important, you'll progress, you'll learn, and those losses won't hurt so bad if you can still take something from them. But it's still important to be kind to yourself, and what I just showed you isn't acknowledging your mistakes, it's beating yourself up. We're only human, we all have bad days, we all have losing streaks, but the more you tell yourself that you suck and you're terrible, the more you're going to end up in your own head, which will only ever make things worse. And when you go into every game telling yourself it's not going to go well, that will probably start to become true. At the end of the day, Splatoon is a game, and games are supposed to be fun, but having this mindset will make you hate it. And not in the Splatoon player complaining about annoying thing in the game because they love it and want it to be better type of way. I mean you will genuinely not have a good time. And no, I'm by no means saying that losing should be fun or that you should enjoy it or anything like that, but it will happen. It doesn't matter if you just got the game yesterday or you're a top level comp player. You cannot avoid losing, and the last thing you want is for losing a game to make you not even want to play anymore. In my opinion, learning to lose is just as important as learning to win. Oh, and while we're on the topic, yes gamers, you can indeed end on a loss. The world isn't going to end, Nintendo aren't going to revoke your online privileges, and your Switch isn't going to blow up just because you lost the last game you played. It's a new year, okay? And this year we're getting rid of I can't end on a loss mindset. I don't want to hear, oh, but I want to end on a win. So do I. Everybody wants to end on a win, but sometimes that's not possible. Put the controller down, go to bed, go touch some grass, I don't know what time it is, do one of those things, go eat, even, hydrate. Just know you can end on a loss, it is fine, nothing bad is gonna happen. So apparently you were right, and I really didn't know how to lose. But I do now. That means my work here is done. Now go, be free, be the best loser the world has ever seen. I'll try my best. Oh, but just one question. Why are you holding that? I'd never use that weapon. Yes you would. I'm you, remember? And guess what? We do things outside of our comfort zone now. Oh yeah? Like what? Well, if you want an example, the video on screen now is a great one. You should go check it out. And everyone should hit subscribe if they haven't already, right? That's right. But most importantly, stay positive, stay smiling, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!